Lights out, history comes alive in your hands. Because what you're about to see is not just a coin. It's a mystery that has confused collectors for decades, sparked rumors of hidden rarities, and created one of the biggest misconceptions in American numismatics. A coin dated 1970, bearing the name Eisenhower, a dollar that technically shouldn't even exist, yet somehow continues to show up in conversations, auctions, and collector dreams. Could it be a forgotten rarity, a misunderstood piece, or one of the most misidentified coins in the hobby? Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you'll know exactly why this coin captures so much attention and whether it could actually be worth a fortune. 1970. D. Eisenhower $1 coin. The story of the so-called 1970 D. Eisenhower $1 coin begins not with the coin itself, but with a historical gap, a missing year that fuels confusion and intrigue among collectors. The truth is both fascinating and revealing. The Eisenhower Dollar series officially began in 1971, struck to honor President Dwight D. Eisenhower and commemorate the Apollo 11 moon landing. Yet the idea of a 1970 dated Eisenhower dollar continues to circulate in collector discussions, listings, and even misidentified coins. And that's where the mystery begins. There was never an official 1970 D. Eisenhower dollar issued by the United States Mint. Not a single business strike, not a proof, not even a pattern released for collectors. The series simply did not exist in that year. Production began in 1971, making any coin claiming to be a 1970 D. Eisenhower dollar either a misidentification, a novelty piece, or in extremely rare hypothetical cases, a fantasy or altered coin. But here's where things get interesting. Collectors often confuse the 1970 D. Eisenhower dollar with other 1970 coinage, especially the 1970 D. Kennedy half dollar, which was a real coin and had a very limited mintage. That coin was only available in mint sets and had a production of just over 2 million pieces, making it highly desirable among collectors. This overlap in year and mint mark has led many beginners, and even some experienced collectors, to mistakenly believe a 1970 D. Eisenhower dollar exists. Now imagine finding a large dollar coin and assuming it must belong to that year. That assumption alone has fueled countless online listings, rumors of rare discoveries, and inflated claims of value. But in reality, most of these coins turn out to be 1971 D. Eisenhower dollars, the first year of issue. And that first year carries its own fascinating story. The 1971 D. Eisenhower dollar was struck in massive numbers, with over 68 million coins produced. Despite this high mintage, the coin is notorious for poor strike quality and weak details due to early production challenges at the Denver Mint. This creates a paradox. While the coin is common in circulated condition, high-grade examples are surprisingly rare and valuable. So, when someone thinks they have a rare 1970 D. Eisenhower dollar, they might actually be holding a 1971 D in exceptional condition, a coin that can be worth thousands under the right circumstances. Now let's dive deeper into the design, because this is where the Eisenhower dollar truly stands out. The obverse features a bold portrait of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, designed by chief engraver Frank Gasparo. His stern yet dignified expression reflects both his military leadership during World War II and his presidency during a transformative era in American history. The word liberty arches above his head, while the motto "I in God we trust" appears to the left and the date sits below. The reverse is equally iconic. The IT depicts an eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch, a direct tribute to the Apollo 11 mission. Earth appears in the distance, creating a powerful image of American achievement and global perspective. This design connects the coin not only to Eisenhower himself, who supported the space program, but also to one of humanity's greatest milestones. And yet, for all its symbolism, the Eisenhower dollar struggled in circulation. Americans found it too large and heavy compared to paper currency, and as a result, it never gained widespread use in everyday transactions. Instead, many coins were stored away, preserved in relatively high condition, another factor that influences today's market. Now let's talk about value, because this is where expectations often clash with reality. If a true 1970 D. Eisenhower dollar existed, it would likely be one of the most valuable modern coins ever discovered, simply due to its non-existence in official records. But since it doesn't, collectors must shift their focus to actual Eisenhower dollars, especially key dates, varieties, and high-grade specimens. For example, A typical circulated Eisenhower dollar is usually worth just $1 to a few dollars. But in mint state condition, especially at grades like MS66 or MS67, values can skyrocket. Some high-grade examples have sold for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars depending on rarity and demand. And then there are error coins. Error Eisenhower dollars are among the most exciting finds in the series. These include off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, and even coins struck on the wrong metal. In rare cases, Eisenhower dollars have been discovered struck on silver planchets intended for collector issues, creating highly valuable anomalies. These errors can transform an otherwise common coin into a collector's prize worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But here's the key takeaway. The excitement around the 1970 D Eisenhower dollar isn't about a real coin. It's about the possibility, the misunderstanding, and the hunt. It represents how numismatics is not just about what exists, but also about what people believe might exist. That belief drives discovery. It pushes collectors to examine their coins more closely, to question assumptions, and to learn the history behind each piece. And sometimes, even when the original assumption is wrong, the journey leads to something valuable, like identifying a rare high-grade 1971 D or spotting a genuine mint error. So if you ever come across a coin you think is a 1970 D Eisenhower dollar, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look. Check the date carefully. Examine the mint mark. Study the details of the strike and the surface. Because while you won't find a true 1970 D Eisenhower dollar, you might uncover something just as exciting, a rare variety, a pristine condition rarity, or an error coin hiding in plain sight. And that's the beauty of coin collecting. It's not just about the coins you expect to find. It's about the surprises waiting where you least expect them. So keep searching, keep learning, and always question what's in your hands. Because the next coin you examine might not be what it seems. And that's exactly where the real value begins.